New vibes this week for the New York Giants. For the first time this season, the Giants won without first falling behind, defeating the Houston Texans 24-16 on Sunday afternoon. Running back Saquon Barkley, he ran all over the Texans, and New York Post columnist Steve Serby, he's not running, but he joins me now to talk about Saquon's big day. Or Steve, now that you're here, were you running around MetLife Stadium today?
I was being chased by my usual horde of groupies. Right? No, I was not running around at all. Just my wife watches this. Just kidding, honey.
Yes, I'm glad you got that in there. I'm glad you got that in there. We want no problems in the Serby household. We do not need that at all. We don't need that at all. Now, Steve, speaking of running, Saquon rushed for a career-high 35 times today for 152 yards. He's been the Giants' offense pretty much this season. So should Giants fans be worried about his heavy workload through 10 weeks?
No. There's not much tread on Saquon's tires. He's missed a good portion of his career, unfortunately, on the sidelines. He is in terrific shape, the shape of his life. He's been driven to be this kind of player. He vowed he would be this kind of player, and he is. He ran right, he ran left, he ran over, he ran through the Texans. They knew it was coming, and they still couldn't stop it. The Giants played bully ball, and Saquon has entered, the Giants have entered, or they began conversations about a contract after the season with him during the bye week. Now, they tabled those discussions until after the season, but it's clear now that they want him to be the face of their franchise, and I think they're going to get a deal done, barring something unforeseen. He means that much to this team and to this franchise. He's the biggest single reason they are 7-2, and it's great to see. He's a classy guy. He deserves the best, and right now he's arguably the best running back in football.
Yeah, I was going to also make another argument. You can argue that he's been the team MVP this season, and so that brings me to my next question, which
comeback player of the year, maybe.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Is he a lock to win NFL comeback player of the year? I would think so. What do you think? What do you say?
Well, I mean, there's others that are in the conversation. Geno Smith, for one, even though Geno lost in Germany today, but he gets my vote. He gets my vote for comeback player of the year without a question. I mean, this is a generational talent who hasn't been able to flash his generational genius, and now he is. And wait until the Giants start using him as a weapon out of the backfield. He only caught one pass today, and he caught 91 passes as a rookie. And I think we're going to see Brian Daboll utilize him more, because, as we know, Daniel Jones doesn't have too many weapons to throw to. Poor Kenny Golladay dropped 2 balls today, was booed soundly by the fans. Looks like he's totally lost his confidence. And Barkley should catch 60 balls at least during the season. He's not on that pace right now, but I think they're going to start throwing him the ball, and I certainly would. I'm not an offensive coordinator yet, but Brian Daboll knows what he's doing. He'll get the ball to Saquon out of the backfield. Daniel Jones, by the way, career best 153.3 rating, hasn't thrown an interceptions in 6 straight games, and this is the formula. Badass defense led by Dexter Lawrence and Julian Love today with Xavier McKinney out, and Saquon rushing the ball the way he's dominating games, and Daniel Jones not making turnovers. That's the formula. That's why the Giants are 7-2. And I know you're going to probably ask me about their playoff chances.
Yeah, I'm going to get into a little bit about that because you talked about how important that Barkley is to this team and their offense. So the question is, Steve, can the Giants win against tougher competition if Barkley is essentially the entire offense, which he has been this season?
Well, look, they've learned how to win. Brian Daboll is teaching them how to win. They're at their best in the fourth quarter. They know how to finish games. Now, against elite teams, and I've maintained this from the beginning, they will need more than just Saquon Barkley. Daniel Jones is going to have to step up his game and be more than just a game manager who does not make mistakes. There are times when Daniel Jones is going to have to find Barkley out of the backfield, and Wan'Dale Robinson needs to be more of a factor in the passing game because, look, teams are going to continue to load up to stop Saquon. But Dexter Lawrence has had a breakout season alongside Leonard Williams. When McKinney comes back in 3 games, this will be a defense that will keep the Giants in every game. And there will be times that Daniel Jones himself will have to win the game, but they're 7-2. And look around the NFC. Tom Brady's 5-5 now, but the Atlanta Falcons are sub 500. There may be 3 NFC East teams in the playoffs, and the Giants right now deserve to be a wild card playoff team.
Oh, that will make the fans of Big Blue very happy. Those words coming from the great Steve Serby, New York Post sports columnist. Steve, always good to talk to you about a variety of sports, but to talk about the Giants today. Thank you, man.
How is Old Navy still open? I need a new flannel.
I think you do. You got to diversify the collection like the Giants need to diversify their offense. You got to diversify their flannel collection. Got to.
Very, very nice segue. Is that what they call it, a segue? Very good.
That's what they call it. That's what they call it in the business. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, Dex.